Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. I just want to quickly thank you guys all for checking out all these videos. I appreciate it a ton, and today I want to talk to you guys about what I think is going to happen to Doge and quite a lot of these stocks as well that were all targeted in the WallStreetBets subreddit and just in the talks basically. So I've already talked about the big pump that's going to happen on Monday with XRP. Again, if it's going to really be a pump or mostly an idea, that I do not know, but that the idea basically is there, I've told, right? What I have not told was basically my ideology and my thoughts into actually buying some Doge, buying some XRP, buying some of these other stocks, because Monday could be crazy. And now before we do any of that, make sure you check out Discord. A link is down below. Just check out this official XRP and Doge Discord thing. Just go down below. There's a link for it in the description. Is the first link down there. Go check it out and let's talk about Doge, XRP, and all crazy type of stuff. There's a lot of people joining right now, so also check it out so you don't miss out on any cool stuff. We're also talking about the XRP and Doge pumps in there. Having said that, yeah, I actually think that all these pumps were something that you could have taken, all right? And again, I also told you that I do take trades whenever I can, and trades like this, for example, Elon Musk tweeting something out, are always going to be worth it, as there's people buying it for hours and hours upon end whenever he tweets something about Doge, as we clearly now saw. And if you're actually wondering what started the whole WallStreetBets situation here and why it became so extremely popular right now, and why Keith Gill here is just basically goated, let's check out this little story for everybody that has been unaware, basically. I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain, because this is somewhat of a turning point in the world of history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock's price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and then return the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. Example, let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. And let's say the price of XYZ drops to about $7 or so, and I decide to cover, which is basically buying it back, my short position and buy one share at $7 and return the one borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold and only had to pay $7 to buy it back lower. So my profits is the $3 difference. Again, this is just short selling explained, but it's pretty important to understand the fundamental of that one and how it really works in the background of things. But now, let's say that instead of the XYZ price dropping to $7, it goes up to $15. I still need to return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it is going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at $15 so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at $10 and rebuying it at $15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. And now, for GameStop, a few weeks ago, Redditor on r/WallStreetBets noticed that a hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop stock as possible, and this made the price rise and the hedge fund's short position started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the $13.1 billion mark that the hedge fund was worth. Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop stock back, well, that's a tongue twister, at much higher prices, setting the price even higher still. This is called a short squeeze. Now, the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy, and the Reddit thread is coming through other hedge funds with massive short exposure so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. All of Wall Street is saying that the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal, but really they just lost at their own game to the masses. Because what is basically happening is, like Muhammad here said, It's basically all these small little fish betting against the sharks, or basically eating the sharks that usually rule this world, right? And Elon also replied and said, live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the fun thing about this whole game. And that is that it cannot be illegal. It cannot be, something that's not allowed, because it's basically their game. It's basically the game that everybody's playing. And now it's finally us that have the upper hand because we can move a little bit quicker. However, for Doge, the situation is just a little bit differently, I would say, as with Doge, nobody's really fighting for justice, right? Nobody's really going into it like crazy because of some idea of justification for it. I mean, in the Discord here, we're talking about it, again, in a pumpy way, in a fun way, so just check it out once more. A link will be down below. But it's always with the idea that Doge is not the same as the GME situation. It's not the same as most of what is being talked about here over on WallStreetBets, except for the fact that you're basically betting against the grain. And what is going on is you're basically betting and holding here for the idea that there's going to be a ton of others who are also going to do the same thing, buying it, holding it, and hopefully not really selling it until you have sold it. And with Doge, again, we can see the volume and everything is going crazy, mostly because it was actually so that Robinhood has stopped the trading. And that's the same thing that kind of happened to GME here, all this manipulation basically that everybody has been talking about. They have stopped with GME and with some other shares the fact that you cannot really, or they stopped basically that you cannot buy them, or they stopped that you can buy them, and they stopped Dogecoin trading altogether, which basically gave it a lot more demand, right? A lot of people used to look it up then. And with that, Elon Musk also went to Twitter to state some new Doge meme or Doge tweet, which also, of course, did a lot of good for the price. Then Elon also put Bitcoin in his bio, which again was a lot more attention for him, which also got a lot more attention for Doge. But all that together still doesn't really match up to the idea that there's still a lot of a profitability margin for Doge. And I know that sounds really crazy because we're already at about 4.5 or 5 cents or something like that. But there's still quite a large possibility that the price will go even higher in due time here. First of all, because Elon Musk will most likely pump it up again at one point or another. And as we've seen now, the price will most likely just really go quite insane that day again. But also on a different end, and something that's very important, is that this Wall Street bet here, this whole ideology here, has sparked up quite a big amount of controversy, yet a lot of the major press outlets will most likely cover it in the weekend here, as they do sometimes. They do cover it in the weekends. Some do, some don't. But the big guys really trying to buy this type of stuff might not really get awake until Monday. Again, there's a very big discrepancy here between Doge and, I'm going to say, stocks, because you cannot buy those in the weekend, and Doge you can buy all the time. However, there is a big understanding with the fact that there could be quite a lot of institutions who are going to change over from betting basically against the investor, the traditional investor, the people like you and I, the retail, to betting with them against even bigger corporations. Because if I were to have a hedge fund right now that's worth, for example, $1 million, I could easily bet against those guys with 10 plus billion, right? That's not going to be too difficult. So, from that perspective, we as small whales, for example, or people with small hedge funds who only get the possibility to start on Monday, most likely, when your working week starts again, yeah, maybe at that point, people will still buy things up like crazy, or the big shorts will start to coming. And when the big shorts come in, for example, shorts on GameStop or stuff like that, is when we can make even more money on all of this, because, well, logically speaking, if all those big players, I'm talking billions of dollars again, come in to push the price back down, that's exactly what these guys were betting against, right? So if a lot of these billionaires come to, again, short it, which is, again, what Elon said should not be allowed. He said literally over on Twitter, why is short selling even a thing? I think you just got to scroll through here. Let's see. You can't sell houses you don't own. Well, basically, you can if you go short it. You can't sell cars you don't own. No, you cannot. But you can sell stock you don't own. This is BS. Shorting is a scam. Legal only for vestigial reasons. And then here come the shorty apologists. Give them no respect, get shorty. And then Doge, again, to just kind of top it off, get himself a lot of attention as well and all of that. Most likely it is also done to get himself some attention to this tweet here. At least that's what I'm assuming. But whatever, it's interesting to say the least. And it does spark up some controversy and some thought. Would short selling, or should short selling really be allowed? I would say yes, because, well, it's a legal type of scheme, right? You're just basically getting a way to bet against something. So I do think that is quite nice. On a different end, he also says here the dollar is shorting itself. On a different end, it's a really strange instrument. However, you can also ask yourself, what are options, right? And what are futures, basically? All that stuff is also to a certain degree kind of strange. I mean, futures might be normal, but maybe options could also be accounted for as something really strange. But that's, again, all these financial instruments which have been made over time here to just give people more options. You can now bet that a certain crypto will be a certain price at a specific certain time. All that stuff, yeah, you can't really do with other things. You can always bet something, and that's basically what they're doing here. They're basically betting for the negative side, right? So you can say, yeah, you can't really short a house or a car, but you basically can. Because if you go to somebody and basically bet on it, the price is going to go down, he says the price is going to go up, that's, in the end, basically what you're doing, but then on the open market. But then again, your house isn't necessarily on the open market, nor is your car, but the coins you're trading or the stocks you're trading are, right? So that's, again, where the big difference lies, at least in my opinion. And that's also, again, why I think Monday could be a very big day in a positive or, of course, a very negative sense. Because, well, Monday, all the big guys wake up, and hopefully you would think they would just short the crap out of these coins because that would wake the whole community up again. In a different sense, it could also be that Monday is when all these big guys have finally heard about the whole Wall Street news here, basically, about the WallStreetBets news, and are going to be talking about it more and more and more, and that in turn will also bring more money into GME, as it's going to be turning into a worldwide meme, again, putting the whole Wall Street ideology into the ground, because, well, Wall Street as it stands will kind of cease to exist, basically, because if we, as individuals, as small fries, can break multi-billion-dollar corporations, well, that is interesting. That is definitely interesting. Because being a hedge fund right now, and those rules in America where you, as an individual, buying large amounts of stocks, have to disclose exactly how much you're buying in the public register, because that's a true thing. If you're in the US, there's a public register somewhere where it shows what huge investors are buying. You can really just find that online. But if you really sort of think about it that way, then no hedge fund is going to feel safe showcasing exactly what they're buying or what they're betting against or betting for. Because shorting is going to be extremely, extremely negative right now. And thus, it could also just drive in another extremely bullish stock cycle, which is definitely not natural, but could be around the corner. And again, I'm just preparing you guys that it could be around the corner. Robinhood, though, will actually get a lot less trading on there. And that, again, could be seen as a negative thing. In the end, though, I think it is positive because it will get on all of other platforms some more popularity. And it does show the good from the bad actor. Because, again, what Robinhood did is something I definitely cannot allow, or at least I would personally not like to allow. For example, they did it a little bit of a scheme right here. Let's actually quickly see if I still have it open. I do not. What was happening is you basically have pre-market, regular market, and after hours, right? And what they did was they put a little note right here that some sketchy stuff is actually happening. The vast majority of extended hours trading begins at 9 a.m. EST, but during extended hours trading, trades may still be executed as early at 8:58 a.m. What they did was they allowed some trades earlier than the pre-market, so you couldn't really do anything, but it basically was already executed without you being able to change anything about it. And that's, again, something that's really sketchy, really strange, because why would that be? You cannot change anything, yet it's already being executed because they open up a little bit earlier than was actually allowed and that they actually said, and before you can do something. It's just a strange system. And now they put a disclaimer here that it can happen. But again, this used to be the announcement a couple of weeks ago. So they just did this because some people were complaining about it, of course. And the fact that, again, they're allowing so many new restrictions, or they're putting in so many new restrictions, is strange. Also, guys, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at TheDustyBC. Link is down below, so check it out. And again, there's also, whenever I like to look at it, there's a small risk to a very high reward. In the end, I'm not telling you guys to buy something here. That's not my goal. I'm not trying to make you guys just buy something because you may as well lose a lot of money. I'm just saying there's a smaller risk to the downside than there is to the upside, because it really may be so that he's going to pump something up in the next couple of hours again. It really could be. And what if, right? If he doesn't say anything, it could also just go crazy because of all the pushes that are behind it, and of course because of Doge's fundamentals, which are pump and dump, and basically just a meme coin, right? Do everything for the memes. If you're asking yourself, can it go higher? It definitely can. And what are the fundamentals? Well, as I just said, the fundamental is that it's just going up because people meme about it. So fundamentally is working quite fine, you would kind of say. And also, some guys are trading this like crazy, making a ton of freaking money. This person here, a couple of hours ago, should get a salute. I'm going to like this here, because if you check it out, you can see the stoppers right here at the bottom, open. You can see the target. Well, what happened? Boom. Actually worked out. You don't really see that too often, where a trade like that actually works out. And it's a pretty crazy one as well. It's 27% or so on Doge on a 15-minute chart. That's pretty damn crazy, right? At least that's my opinion on these matters. It's pretty damn crazy. Then, let's see here. Bitcoin price returns to troubled waters hours after Elon Musk's Bitcoin tweet. So he didn't actually tweet too much about Bitcoin. He just put Bitcoin in his bio. And the thing is, he didn't really do too much bullish stuff on Bitcoin, right? At least the way I'm seeing it. He only put it in his bio, but yeah, he's already been so exposed to Bitcoin that his pumps are going to be less and less effective in due time as well. And I think a lot of people in the Bitcoin community here were actually just busy with Doge as well, and just kind of watching everything unfold as times are going crazy, and everything is going crazy with the stock. So it might also be that people are just too busy to really buy and hold Bitcoin right now because the market is just so crazy. And also the fact that, well, I think people are seeing each other as degenerates right now for purchasing at these huge prices, so that might also affect everything. And then again, Justin Sun pumped Tron, TRX basically, and Doge as well for all his statements over on Twitter, and basically saying he was going to buy GME in the morning once he got the chance. So him buying GME also got him very popular over on the WallStreetBets subreddit here. Got himself a lot of attention for TRX, got a lot of people pumping and buying TRX, which made the coin do extremely good. And that's also, again, why that circle is going around again and why TRX is really in the popular limelight again. Let's see exactly what it pumped towards. I'm not even really sure. It pumped towards about 4 point something cents. Really crazy if you start to look at this one, why it went in such hordes with maybe massive, huge. Okay, so it was most likely just pump and dumps orchestrated here. Like, for example, here a pump scheduled at 3 o'clock, then here a pump scheduled at 6 o'clock or something like that. Or maybe it was Justin Sun's team just buying in a freaking bulk, because this doesn't make any sense. That doesn't look legit at all. And I had some other links here, but I guess we're going to keep that for another day. This is already enough. The last one maybe is like Coinbase will go public, but not via IPO. Not too sure about this one exactly. It's a direct listing, but I'm not too sure because I haven't read it yet. That's again why I don't want to cover it today. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. It's been a pretty crazy day. Again, I'm thinking we can still make a lot of money with XRP and Dogecoin here, though, in a couple of days, in a couple of hours. Who knows? However, it is a very big bet, and you're basically gambling with your money. At least that's the way that I would like to see it. All right? It's really just gambling. Understand that properly. It is gambling, 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 but it may make us a lot of money. It's definitely possible. That was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video.